Success Stories with SSA, where we celebrate the remarkable journeys of individuals who have fought their own battles to achieve success. Here, we delve into the inspiring stories of perseverance, determination, and triumph, showing you that with the right mindset, every challenge can be overcome. Today, we are thrilled to have Ananya with us on the series. Ananya, we are so happy to have you here. Could you please introduce yourself to the audience and share a bit about your journey?
So hi everyone, I'm happy to be here. This is Ananya Rathore and I'm from Lucknow. I have done my BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from VIT Chennai, and I completed my 6 months internship at Hewlett Packard Enterprises. And
So, Ananya, why did you choose this field of study, like specifically electronics and communication engineering?
So I chose electronics engineering because I've always been passionate about understanding how things work and solving complex problems. Engineering to me represents a field where I can apply my problem solving skills and critical thinking and creativity to have a real world impact. So I also enjoy being challenged intellectually and on a structured and problem solving approach. And I think engineering fits that perfectly. So yeah, I ultimately chose this path because I wanted to have a real world impact, and I wanted to be part of creating solutions that have a real world impact.
Thank you for sharing, Ananya. Let's move on to your internship experiences. Can you walk us through your interview process with Samsung?
So Samsung conducts a Samsung Prism program yearly. What we did was we had a DSA exam. In that, there were 2 questions, if I remember correctly. They were all DSA based coding questions. One was based on array, and another one was based on linked list. No, we had 3 questions, and there was a choice to attend any 2 of them. It was pretty much basic at that point because we were in 3rd year. It was not very difficult, I would say. But the array and linked list were the concepts which I attended. And then from those, they selected some people and they put them into different groups. There was no interview for this internship. They put us into different groups, and then we had to work on basically an ML project. We had to create a capsule that would detect and translate sentences from any other language to English. That was our project. We worked on it for around 6 months, and it was an online internship. And at the end, I think from VIT, there were 10 teams who were selected for this, and 2 of them got excellence award. I was happy to be the part of the team which got excellence.
That's really nice, Ananya. Can you please... So can you share your role, tech stack, and experience of your internship at Samsung?
As I said, we had to create a dictionary capsule which will convert text from any language to English. So it was basically like a Google translator. So what we did was we had made 2 API calls. One which was going to Google Translate, and another one was directed to the website where we used our data set. So when the final results came out and everything, what the difference we saw was the text that Google Translator is predicting and the one from our website were different with some things like prepositions, and the text which our website predicted was more like human, and the Google Translate gives like an answer which is more like a bot. So that was the difference. We used Django server in this, and we used Python as a language. That's one.
Okay, so Ananya, when did you exactly start your placement journey, and what were the resources like books or YouTube videos that were most helpful during this process?
Okay. I started my placement journey in 3rd year, when I was in 3rd year, when the company started coming for summer internship. So I started with very basic because I was an electronics student. I was not exposed to much of the data structures and all. So I remember I started with the C language, and I went with Code with Harry C playlist, and then I shifted to C++. Then I got the internship in the Prism program. So I was not able to focus much on the placement preparation for the rest of my 3rd year. But before the 4th year started, when in the summer holidays, I started for placement preparation again. And yeah, so my language of C++. For DSA, I did the Lovebubbles sheet and Strivers A to Z SDE sheet. That was pretty helpful because he has all questions on all the topics, and he has video explanation there. So you don't have to go to any other places or resources to find the solution. So I felt that the A to Z SDE sheet was helpful. For Oops, I went with the Lovebubbles one-shot video. And for operating systems, I went with the Gate Smashers. So yeah, that was Gate Smashers is helpful as well. They tell you things in very deep, and that is enough for placements.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Ananya. We would now like to know your interview process with HP.
Okay, HP is one of the very few companies which gave us questions in two different coding languages. So first we had a written exam in which MCQs, technical MCQs were there. And they had given us around 30 minutes to solve two questions, which was in one. You can select any of the language, and then there was another set of questions, two questions which we should do in another language. We cannot select the previous language. So that was the written exam, and then we got shortlisted for technical interview. So that went around for an hour or so, and they asked me basic stuffs like questions based on arrays and stacks and linked lists. It was not very difficult considering trees and all. That it was not based on that. They asked me some things about OOPS and theory and implementation both, and then there was a bit around one or two question for operating systems. So after the technical round, we had a managerial round. In that, they asked technical plus management questions. That also went around for an hour or hour and 1.5 hours. And then we had an HR round. That was not basically a interview round. They just explained us that what is the CTC, and there will be two kinds of roles offer: internship and internship plus full time. So initially, I had internship only offer, but they converted me to full time as well.
Thanks for sharing that, Ananya. So, do you have any tips and tricks for building a strong resume and a LinkedIn profile?
Okay, yeah. So always add your projects into the resume, which you know about, which you can talk about in the interviews. Don't add the languages which you don't know or which does not have any sense in regard to the company you are applying. I would tell you one thing. So when I was initially applying, I was able to clear written tests, but I was not able to clear interviews for like around 4 to 5 companies. HPE was my 6th company, so I noticed a difference that before I was using a resume template where my internship was not much highlighted. And then I talked to my seniors, and they told me that your internship is something that it should be highlighted in your resume, that it should be focused for the interviewer. So I changed a bit of my resume, and then for HPE when I applied, it was all good. So highlight something that you really know about it, and that can catch the eye of interviewer. And yeah, when in interview process, you just have to be confident. And if you don't know anything, just go ahead and say that, yeah, I don't know. The interview is not going to remember you. You are not going to remember the interviewer. So it's all fine. It's all going to work out. And for LinkedIn posts, yeah, always keep posting whatever certifications you have in LinkedIn, because sometimes they do go and check your LinkedIn profile. I would suggest that have a GitHub profile as well. Make some contributions. Have some open source projects there. That helps. But if you don't, it's not a necessity to have a GitHub profile. But yeah, LinkedIn is mandatory. So yeah.
So Ananya, we like as you said, it was your 6th company that you interviewed for. So, what were the most important questions that you felt that were asked in the other 5 companies, like from the technical standpoint of view?
Okay, so some of the companies which I interviewed for were core ECE companies. So I would tell for both ECE and the IT companies. So for the ECE companies, if anyone is preparing for that, go through the basics of analogs and DLD and signal processing. And for the IT companies, they asked me questions based on the coding language that I have done. So mine was around C and C++. They would always ask me what is the difference, what is the basic difference between C and C++, and how can you use structures and classes in C, and what are the pointers. They would give me questions based on the pointers and to which memory it will allocate. So it was all basic stuff, but you when you go around and solve problems in DSA, and you expect that they will ask only questions and they will ask you to code only, that doesn't happen. You have to be thorough with your basics, because that I think decides what the result of the interview will be, because anyone can memorize the questions, and people do that. People just memorize the lead code questions, and they already know the answer. So yeah, be thorough with your basics. And just before HPE, I had given the interview of Citibank. So in that, they asked me the almost the same questions which I'm telling, that what is a structure and how can you use it in C++ and C. So that time I was not aware of how do we use it in C. So then after the interview, I went around and searched about it. So like luckily they were asking the same questions in HPE as well. So yeah, that helped me. So after the interview, don't just Google the questions which they asked in the company, because it's pretty much same. If not fully same, it's pretty much around that. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing your other experiences. We would now like to know your current role and responsibilities, including the tech stack you're working on in HP.
Okay, so I have just joined them back this week, so I cannot tell you much on what I'm going to do, but I can tell you about my internship experience. So yeah, my internship mainly had work on the development and automation, and having GitHub workflows and continuous CI/CD and everything. I worked on Python and scripting in Shell, Ansible, and yeah, so my work mainly had automation, doing the automation and all. But now, as a full-time employee, I've joined a different team. So as far as I've talked to my manager, he told me that the work is going to be in Golang. So yeah.
That's nice, Ananya. How have extracurricular activities like clubs and societies impacted your personal and professional development?
Okay, okay, you can join like as many clubs you want. I would say one thing, that is not going to help you technically, but it will help you how you answer the questions in interview. That will definitely help you. When I was in my second year, I joined like 4 to 5 clubs, and everyone was so enthusiastic about joining the club. So even I joined, and I was part of the Technovate and Vibrance committee. Again, that did not help me in a technical aspect. Even if you're joining a technical help, it might not help you, but it will help you gain confidence. It will help you know how to answer the questions in interview. You will not be scared of the interviewer, even when you are preparing for placements. And the first questions which they ask in club interviews and the company interviews are pretty much same. That includes introduce yourself, and what value you can provide to this organization. In this case, it's club. In that case, it's company. So you have an idea of how they are going to ask the questions and what they want to listen. What can set you different from the other candidates. So yeah, when you are in your second and third year, join as many clubs as you want. It's fun. It helps you connect, have a connection and network with the seniors, because at the end in placement, seniors are also going to help you. They are also going to tell you what resources to use and how this company's process is. So yeah, you get a good network by joining the clubs. You have fun, and you gain confidence. So why not?
That was a great explanation, Ananya. So we like to know that would you like to offer any advice to the engineering students, like how should they plan their 4 years of engineering?
Okay, yeah. So I think I cover like everyone when I say this, that enjoy the 4 years of your engineering, because that is something that's not going to come back, and you're gonna regret it if you don't. So yeah, for me it was like, for our batch, the most of the college life went online, most of the first and second year. But yeah, when you're in college, enjoy around the first and second year. If you want to start studying for placement, start when in third year, when the companies come for summer internship. That's when you can like start it. And if you don't get a summer internship, don't get disheartened or depressed, because there's always another chance, and you can get the pretty good offer in fourth year as well. But yeah, I would say maintain a CGPA more than 8.5, because the strength in VIT is very high right now, and they use the CGPA shortlisting criteria. They tell you that they don't, but they actually do that. So have a CGPA more than 8.5, and have one or two projects that you actually know about and that you can answer in the interview, and have some internship experience, if not from VIT, some internship outside of college. That will also help you. And yeah, all in all, enjoy the 4 years of engineering. Focus on, at the same time, focus on academics, focus on placement preparation as well. Make some great friends, break some rules in VIT. That's it. You're going to tell that in your corporate, and that is a nice conversation starter.
Thank you for sharing that, Ananya. Your journey was very inspiring. It was a pleasure having you in Success Stories with SSA. Your experience and insights are sure to resonate with the audience and inspire many others on their paths to success. Thank you once again.